I don't know why some people they surprised say President Mahama, now they put as the African president, where they represent African president for Times Square for New York. I don't know why it be news, why they shock everybody, because what did that guy they do? Nigerian president no fit, Tinubu no fit, maybe do even 1/4 of it. You understand? Now Togo you want talk, now Benin you want talk, now Senegal you want talk. What did they do for these countries? Nothing. Yes, Dan. This president enters seat. He first make year 100 for university free of charge. No man, first enter university. Now year 100, then they hard pass. Because they find money where they pay hostel, money where they pay school fees, money where they feed, money where they buy textbook, project money, all this kind of thing. So you understand, say, it's not easy for you. You understand? Say, make them free. Secondary school, free. Primary school, free. For Ghana, I they tell you. Primary school now free. From class 1 to class 6 now free. Secondary school from year 1 to year 6 now free. University first year now free. You understand? Not like America, people say you can't go to school. After you don't finish your school, you can't go to pay the money back. No. So now free of charge. They don't give anybody any money. You understand? So all this one they say, why is he representing Africa? He well deserve it. You understand? Even this one they give him from New York State, that one for their pocket. For my heart, I don't already crown this man African president. You understand? For my own heart, for my own mind, I don't crown him African president. And that one is more powerful than anybody's crowning. Anyway, peace and love. God bless Ghana. God bless Nigeria. Ghana Nigeria Presido. Peace.
Mahama have done it again. President John Dramani Mahama of the Republic of Ghana have done it again. Hey, this man will not stop to amaze us. So I am telling you, his recent speech at the UN Assembly has really scattered everywhere. Mahama know the fear face, so he know the fear face. He don't send anybody. Ghana is a great country. Ghana is a great nation. In fact, Africa is a great continent. Our president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is not standing only for Ghana, but he's standing for the whole Africa. Man, see speech now, see confidence, see boldness. Hey, what manner of man is this Mahama? A man that can stand boldly, face to face with the Western world, speaking the truth and nothing but the truth. Africa is rising up. Mahama, you're making us proud. I'm also so glad to see that the president of Kenya, hey, Ruto, I love this man so much. This is one of our African leaders that have stood up to say no to foreign exploitation, and he's doing very great in Kenya. Guys, before we jump into this video is very interesting. I know that most of you have already seen this speech by President Mahama, but guys, we have to touch some sensitive points that have touched me so much. But before then, let us listen to President of Kenya. Hey, Ruto, you too much. You too much. I'm so proud of these people. I don't know why. President Tuare of Burkina Faso, Mahama, Ruto, the president of Niger Republic. I'm so proud of these people. Mali president, I'm so confident of these people. I love you guys. You guys are doing great work, not only for your countries, but also for Africa. It takes a courageous leader. It takes a great leader to stand face to face with the Western world to address issues relating to African marginalization. This is wonderful. Mahama, I salute you. Ride us.
Because he is a naturally gifted human being. In fact, I call him the leader of Africa. I don't just
President
call him,
Mahama?
yes, I don't just call him the president of Ghana. I call him the leader of Africa. Because he's a leader. I've traveled with him to universities. I have never seen such an incredible brain. He will prepare a speech, he will get on the podium, and he's not going to read. Everything is going to come straight from his brain. Harvard, University of Chicago.
You were with him?
I was with him. University of Johannesburg, World Economic Forum Summit in Durban. When I was a visiting scholar at Oxford University, we invited him to deliver a lecture. He will make you proud any day. Ghana is lucky to have such a man.
To have President Mahama.
Ghana is extremely lucky.
What do you like about him?
I love intelligent people and I love humble people. His humility was underrated. But I remember when some people were boasting that they would never hand over power to him. And I said, oh, they don't seem to know this man. if God loves you, God shows it in many ways. Very, very down to earth. You can see him. You can see it in him from head to toe. He is not a frivolous character. And God has helped him. And all I owe him now is my prayer.
His deliveries when it comes to speeches is unmatched. And to add a plus to it, his newfound audacity. How long did it take an African president to have these guts to tell the Western world what it is as it is, without fear or favor, at the National Assembly, or what we call the United Nations Assembly? This is what Mahama told them. You cannot stop us.
Now, Your Excellency John Mahama, please come. Fellow Ghanaians, look around you. We've lived through the hardships, the empty slogans, the crushing economic weight of the previous administration. Then JM returned, and in a short time, I mean in less than a year, we're beginning to see stability, relief, and hope. Prices easing, taxes lifted, energy sector debts are being cleared, free tertiary for our children in their first year, roads are being fixed, and a real 24-hour economy has been set in motion. This isn't politics as usual. This is a rescue mission. Call it reset in James' own words. But here's the dilemma. Our constitution says that after 2 terms, a president must step aside. And President John Mahama himself has hinted he won't contest again in 2028. Fine. But does the constitution truly mean 2 consecutive terms or 2 individual terms forever? That clause is not as crystal clear as people pretend. Our courts interpret laws every day. Our parliaments amend laws when they no longer serve the people. So why, when we finally have a leader steering us out of the storm, should we just fold our arms and watch him exit in 2028? I'm not calling for chaos or any form of illegality. I'm calling for legitimate civic action. Let's open up a serious national conversation on this matter. Let's test this clause at the Supreme Court. Debate a constitutional amendment in Parliament. And if necessary, use our numbers, petitions, and voices to demand a referendum. Because democracy isn't just about elections. It's about the people's right to decide who leads them and for how long. Some will say, but term limits protect democracy. I agree. But term limits must also serve the will of the people. If we, millions of citizens, believe John Mahama's leadership is not finished, John, your leadership is not finished though, then it is our democratic right to explore every legal and constitutional means to keep that leadership on course. We must not allow John Mahama to take a bow in 2028 without first exhausting every legitimate avenue to keep him at the helm. He may have said no, but we can persuade him lawfully, respectfully, powerfully. The stakes are too high, the progress made too real, the hope too fresh. So guys, join me and the many others who here speak on this matter. Join the movement. Let's raise our voices, start and sign petitions, push Parliament, engage the courts, and lawfully demand the continuity of this leadership. Ghana's future is too important to be left to automatic clauses in the constitution without a national conversation. The people's will must speak louder than political routine. So, Your Excellency JM, I beg think about this thing again, because some of us think you have another term in sight. You are the last John. Keep that in mind. Oh yes, and lest I forget, I'll deal with you. I'm not joking.
So recently, John Mahama's name has been echoing in the mouths of many people across African media platforms after his speech at the United Nations. And Ghanaians and even other Africans from Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa and beyond, they are showering him with praise. Now, many people are calling him a true statesman and saying that Ghana is truly privileged to have produced such a confident, eloquent, and fearless leader. In his speech, Mahama touched on issues that were affecting Africa directly. He talks that's from global inequality to the need for fairer trade, and his words resonated deeply with millions across the continent. Nigerians especially have been applauding him with several ways, comparing him to their own president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and bluntly saying that Ghana is lucky because not every African country has a leader who can stand on such a big stage and confidently represent the voice of the people. According to many Nigerians online, they say that Mahama has shown the kind of boldness and clarity that their own leaders rarely display when given international platforms, and from the videos we've watched, we've all seen. And the reaction of Ghanaians has been nothing short of electric. Social media has been flooded with posts from Ghanaians praising Mahama, calling him a national treasure, a true Pan-Africanist, and some are even saying he should be celebrated beyond politics. Now, many young Ghanaians that often criticize African politics or politicians, they are now proudly sharing this UN speech clips, and they keep tagging him with good captions that this is leadership and Mahama speaks for Africa. So this is clear that his delivery has touched something deep in the hearts of ordinary people, because the applause is not only about what he said, but also how he said it. He said it with composure, class, and charisma. Nigerians watching from across the border, they can't help but feel the contrast. While Ghanaians are busy praising Mahama now, many Nigerians online are venting frustration about Tinubu's style of leadership and communication. For them, Mahama's performance has only highlighted the gap in how leaders represent their countries. Some even joke that if Mahama was to be a Nigerian, they would campaign for him to become president in a heartbeat. And this shows how desperate many Africans are for good leaders who can inspire hope rather than disappoint the people. And if you compare Mahama to Tinubu, the difference in public reaction is like night and day, let's be honest. Tinubu has been in office for over some years now, continues to face heavy criticism at home, especially over economic hardship. There's fuel price hike, and the rising cost of living in Nigeria is hell. Many Nigerians complain that his speeches are uninspiring, sometimes confusing, and fail to connect with ordinary citizens. Then, on the other hand, Mahama's recent UN outing has become a point of pride for Ghanaians who feel their leader represented them with dignity and strength. And the truth is, in Africa today, citizens are craving leaders who are not openly, or they are not just politically smart, but are also able to speak boldly and win respect on the global stage. And that's why Mahama's moment has gone viral. He has reminded Africans that leadership is not just about holding office, but about carrying the voice of the people with courage. While Tinubu battles constant backlash at home, Mahama is being hailed as a voice of Africa. And many Nigerians can only look on with envy. They can just look at this thing with envy, wishing their president could command the same respect. But then one thing is clear, let's be honest, Mahama's CN speech has reignited pride among Ghanaians and sparked conversations across the continent about what true leadership should look like in today's Africa. Well, what do you think about his UN speech? Were they inspiring compared to what we all hear from people like President Tinubu? Anyways, please let me know what you think in the comment section. And if today is your first time joining my channel, please help a small channel grow. Kindly like, share and subscribe.
So when you tackle the issue of immigration, the way the Western countries are treating Africans in particular, the way the international financial agencies are simply exploiting us, and many others that he raised. So in a nutshell, for me, it was the boldest speech I've heard from an African leader in a very, very long time. And I was very pleased with it. I was very pleased.
The most respected president in Africa right now is John Mahama, the president of Ghana. We don't just love him for speaking for Africa in that meeting. We also love him for being African. John Mahama did not just speak for Africa, but he fully represented Africa. That is why we are here to celebrate him. John Mahama, you are a reasonable African.
John Mahama, you are a reasonable African.
John Mahama, you are a reasonable African. It takes only a reasonable African leader to reason the way you reason. For that reason, you are the most respected president in Africa right now. I know other reasonable African leaders like Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Goïta, and Chiani will be so happy hearing from you. You deserve all the best. Please celebrate excellence. Celebrate integrity. Celebrate true leadership. Celebrate unity. Celebrate humanity. Celebrate John Mahama. Celebrate Ghana. Celebrate Africa. John Mahama, we have heard your voice at the United Nations. We are waiting for your actions to follow, because even actions speak louder than voice. If your voice can go this far, your actions will do more. We are the supernaturals. All right, this message is for Ghana. Ghana, we are brothers, we are friends, we are neighbors, we are one. I am Goodman from Nigeria. On behalf of my group, the Supernatural, we want to ask you for a favor. Please, it is very, very urgent. Don't say no. Do us this favor. It will favor us a lot in this country. We're not asking for too much. It is just a favor. Please, Ghana, can we just borrow your president?
Ghana, borrow us your president.
Ghana, please, can we just borrow your president, John Mahama? And please, let him come and address our politicians. We saw what he did at the United Nations recently. His message was so powerful that it can break the heart of stone. That is why we are pleading and asking. Please, Ghana, can we just borrow your president?
Ghana, borrow us your president.
Ghana, please, can we just borrow your president? Not for too long, just for a while. Let him come and address our politicians. We are going through a lot in this country. We are going through a lot. We need to come and address them. I believe his message will perform signs and wonders and miracles. Thanks in anticipation.
The future of this world is African. Allow me to say this once again a little louder for those of you in the back. The future is African. These are people who have brought great distinction to the countries that they decided to call home. Just as the migrants and the children of migrants before them did, I dare say these are not invaders. These are not criminals. Madam President, the slave trade must be recognized as the greatest crime against humanity. As the African champion on reparations, Ghana intends to introduce a motion in this August body to that effect. More than 12.5 million Africans were forcibly taken against their will and transported to create wealth for the powerful Western nations. We must demand reparations for the enslavement of our people and the colonization of our land that resulted in the theft of our natural resources, as well as the looting of artifacts and other items of cultural heritage that have yet to be returned in total. We recognize the value of our land and the value of our lives, as did our colonizers, as well as the governments that happily paid reparations to former slave owners as compensation for the loss of their property, in quotes. And that property for which they received compensation was, paid, referred to enslaved people who had been freed. Madam President, an increasingly insecure world is witnessing upward spending on defense budgets of bilateral partners and steep cuts in official development assistance. Since July 2024, it is estimated that there's been a 40% drop in humanitarian aid globally. In this era of global uncertainty, Africa must exercise sovereignty over its natural resources to raise the necessary funds to ensure the well-being of its citizens. The days of parceling out vast concession areas to foreign interests for exploitation must come to an end. We'll continue to welcome foreign investment, but we must negotiate better for a bigger share of the natural resources that belong to us. And we must insist on value addition to these resources. We're tired of the continued image of poverty-stricken, disease-ridden rural communities living at the periphery of huge foreign-controlled natural resource concession areas. We're tired of having people extract the most they can from us and in return offer us the very least by way of respect, consideration, and dignity. We're tired of not being represented in ways that reveal the richness and complexity of our history or acknowledge all that we have overcome to arrive here in this liminal space of untold possibilities.
John Mahama, the president of Ghana, exposed the United Nations live without any interruption. And this is what he said. Africa is a bedrock of the world economy. And Africa of today is not Africa of yesterday. Africa will not tolerate intimidation, manipulation, and Africa is the future. Guys, when John Mahama was speaking, it seemed like Ibrahim Traoré, mon capitaine, was inside of him. I told you guys, I always support John Mahama. Oh yes. What do you guys think? Let me know. Make sure you like the video, you share, and you tell me in the comment section, what do you think? And those people are saying, oh, you know what, Africa, they always speak, they have a good speech, but there is no action. You can tell me. In the before that, I've never seen any African president really speak the truth at the United Nations summit.